Jamal Murray has signed a 4-year, $208 million contract extension with the Denver Nuggets. Average annual value of $52 million. Over the next 4 seasons, this is his estimate, projected to make about 46 this year, 50 next year, 53 in 2028, and then 57 in 2029.
Wow.
So, yeah, big money move for Jamal Murray. There's been talks over the past couple months trying to get a deal together. And they finally came to an agreement, I think like 3 or 4 nights ago, somewhere around there. Obviously, last season averaged 21, 4, and 7. And was pretty efficient from the field, I'd say, except from even from the line, he was good. Excuse me. Shooting 48% from the field, 43% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line.
Okay.
Obviously, was not as durable compared to last year.
Yeah.
You know, had the hamstring injury in like November, and then just kind of was banged up every now and then. And then in the playoffs, wasn't really locked in. Hurt his calf, re-aggravated it. Had some good games, had some bad games. It was really a wash of a season for Jamal Murray, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially after the comeback season being so good. I think he almost regressed to the mean, if that makes any sense. But
Regressed to the mean, meaning
he was so good the year before that he was almost perfect.
Right.
That you just kind of regress to the mean. Kind of like Michael Porter, shot like 50-something% from 3 in the first round and was not great against Minnesota. So kind of like that.
That's how it works.
Before we get into the public opinion of this contract, I want to get y'all's opinions first. So your thoughts on Jamal Murray's extension. Do we think it was an overpay? Do we think it was deserved? Do we think he was underpaid? Just what are your overall thoughts?
I think it's deserved. I think this is a kind of a win-lose for Denver because you want him to be playing well going to a contract year. So of the mindset of playing on a contract year, you assume the player is going to be really good and is going to want to play. Hence Kawhi, Julius Randle, other players. So, and then you reward them after that.
Right.
But they're going this route of giving it to him before with all the injury concerns, and they want his confidence to go up. I guess this helps, of course, but now he can just kind of sit comfortably and not have to play for a contract anymore and not really have that push to get the contract since they kind of gave it to him.
So how do you see that playing out for Jamal Murray this season? Is he going to be more extra motivated, or is he going to be more comfortable, laid back?
If I'm going off like Julius Randle, we're never going to see him, and Kawhi, we're never going to see them on their level on their contract years. They were unstoppable. I think if Jamal was going into contract year, he would have been probably one of the best players in this upcoming season on a contract year if he was healthy.
Right.
Now, I don't know. I hope he doesn't go down that route where he's going to probably lay off maybe some games, injury concerns. He knows he has his money already.
Yeah.
Right.
I also understand Denver's point of having him be fully confident in the contract when they want to compete for a championship this upcoming season.
Right.
But I think they were better off waiting because you want him to prove that he could be on the court for 70 games plus.
Okay.
And it's tough. It's a tough situation that they're in. If I think they did the right thing regardless. They were going to give him his money. It just depended on what time they were going to give it to him. And
that much money, though?
They decided to do it now.
Well,
that's a ton of money.
But however, though, what if he popped off this season and then you would have had to pay him even more money than what you did now? Like Gilbert Arenas said it on his show yesterday or 2 days ago that he easily could have gotten $325 for 4 years or 5 years.
How so?
Just because of the way the new CBA has been working, the way those second options are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money, he could have gotten a much bigger deal than this.
I understand that. That's why I think they did it now.
That's what.
Because they're not going to have money for it if he does.
Right.
If he does go off.
But remember, this is a guy that's been a constant with Jokic.
Right.
Jokic advocates for Murray so much. He only wants to play with Jamal Murray. You can't run the risk of waiting for this season to happen.
Sure.
And if you can't get a deal agreed to, just like with Paul George, he can easily walk elsewhere for the money. So I think they kind of had to get this done now. I think the contract is fine, but I'll talk about mine afterwards. We'll let Gio get the floor for a few minutes to
go ahead.
Plead his case.
Well, originally I was going to say, like, have we ever seen a non-All-Star get this amount of money?
I don't think so.
Exactly. So it was kind of a surprise. Jamal Murray is not an all-star, although
it's crazy to think that
he's that caliber of a player. Like he's a riser. I mean, at least he was once known to be like that.
He statistically is the biggest playoff riser in NBA history.
Okay, well that's pretty impressive.
I think Paolo Banchero will strip him of that soon.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
I know for a fact that Jokic had a lot to say to Nuggets management about this whole situation. He was like, yeah, lock my bro up right now because he is vital to our team's success.
Yeah.
I think Jokic definitely. I mean, we know Jokic had a hand in the Westbrook trade. So, he has hands in, like, other things that are going on in the organization. He's the best player in the league.
Right.
So, yeah. Does he deserve all that money? I don't know. We're going to find out this season.
I think so.
You think so?
I think he deserves it for multiple reasons. I think the main thing is that he's been with this team for so long, gone through one of the most horrific injuries any athlete can suffer. And the fact that he came back at his peak, he is...
He had ACL, right?
ACL, yeah,
right.
Tore his left ACL. And on a lot of nights, he can rise to the occasion just as good as Jokic can, especially in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And it's such a luxury to have. That two-man game is still just beyond lethal. And I think, and you saw last year, like I had mentioned in last week's episode, when Reggie Jackson was your backup, he wasn't giving you much. Mm-hmm. So Jamal Murray had to play more minutes and got banged up.
Yeah.
With Bruce Brown behind him, he was a lot better because he didn't have to do as much. I think Russell Westbrook will bring that same thing with regards to just an energy-shifting backup point guard that will work hard on the defensive end, do whatever he can offensively. And I'm not sure they'll play together, but I think that he'll be a good sign for Murray. And I think for Nuggets players in general, I don't think they're not the type to kind of sit back once they get their money and everything like that. I think they know the situation they're in, where you're in the peak of one of what could be one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And if you fuck up his prime, then that'll turn into one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. Because the ceiling for Jokic is still ridiculously high. He's not even 30 years old yet. Mm-hmm. So best believe all of those guys in that roster are still going to play at tip-top level no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think Jamal Murray knows this. He also himself just wants to win. They're addicted to that championship feeling once they got it. Mm-hmm. So, but I think it'll turn out to be good.
Yeah. I just hope his injuries, don't get the best of him. Because, like, if we see another lingering injury this season, obviously that contract is not going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, we hope and pray Jamal Murray stays healthy, not Jamal healthy.
Yeah.
Stays Murray. No, but Jamal Murray stays healthy.
Jamal healthy definitely needs to stay Murray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jamal Murray needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And absolutely this contract will be worth it.